Homeless people on subway trains scream by God as he looks in on them. He picks up a bus and he throws it back down as he waves through the buildings toward the center of town. Oh no! They say he's got to go, 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 go. Oh no! There goes Tokyo, go, go, go. They say he's got to go, 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 Godzilla. Oh no, there goes Tokyo, go, go, Godzilla. History shows again and again how nature points out the folly of man. Godzilla. History shows again and again how nature points out the folly of man. Godzilla. History shows again and again how nature points out the folly of man. Godzilla. 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 History shows again and again how nature points out the folly of man. History shows again and again how nature points out the folly of man. History shows again and again how nature points out the folly of man.
Give me a sec. Hello, this is Goji here. Welcome to Godzilla Mom 5 video, and today we'll be discussing who I think is the best villain in the Monsterverse. I think I made a video on this like a couple months ago, or like a year ago, but I don't remember. I think I might have done a video like this before. I don't know. I couldn't find it in my video backlog, so I don't know. But we're doing it again. I don't think I made a video on this, but if I did, but if this is my first time talking about it, here we go. Who do I think is the best villain in Monsterverse? Let's discuss the villains, shall we? Some of the Mutos. The Mutos, I really like the designs. I know a lot of people think they look like Cloverfield and make the Cloverfield persons, but I really don't see the Cloverfield comparisons with the Mutos. It looks so drastically different from the Cloverfield. I guess it has something to do with the arms. When they're talking about the Cloverfield comparisons, even though the female doesn't look like Cloverfield, I don't know what to get the Cloverfield comparisons with the Mutos, but Mutos I really do like. They're kind of like a species that prey on Godzilla and are really interesting villains, and I do like them. They just want to, breed and take over the world with the babies. And if it wasn't for Ford Brody, that wouldn't have happened. Like a bunch of Mutos, well, maybe a lot of Mutos, but a bunch of Mutos would have probably taken over the world. Yeah, that probably would have happened if it wasn't for foreboding and Godzilla killing the male and female Mutos so they can reproduce. Yeah, but I really do enjoy the Mutos in the first Godzilla 2014 movie. I know a lot of people didn't really like their screen time, and they had more screen time than Godzilla. I didn't mind that because the Mutos were pretty terrifying when they're on screen, and that train scene was probably the best scene in the movie because of how terrifying it was and how scary the monsters were. But we do like that. The Mutos are cool. And then we get to the Skull Crawlers. And now let's talk about Skull Crawlers from Cold Skull Island and GVK. Even though GVK they pretty much downsize. In GVK, they pretty much just put their waste at GVK. We don't pick up those Skull Crawlers. But Skull Crawlers and Skull Island are pretty awesome. Like scavengers, they eat meat, they're like and they're intelligent. They show signs of intelligence and really, really neat. I really do like those skull crawlers. Like they're so intelligent. You can see some moments of signs of intelligence with these skull crawlers, and like the pack hunters. They hunt in packs, and they do show signs of intelligence and social skills, and are hungry and always have to eat. I really like them. They're pretty cool. I really do like the Sohos and Kong's Glen, and they give Kong a whole time, a very hard time, especially the Skull Devil or Batmark. Skull Devil. Yeah, I really do like that one. It's pretty cool. I really do like it, and it's awesome design. I do like this whole horror design, even though it's based off of like a previous scene monster, just updated. I think it was based off that there's a thing from King Kong. I'm pretty sure that's what the skull core was based off of, that lizard thing from King Kong. But it looks so cool, but much cooler. Maybe like that skull core from Kong Skull Island. It's pretty cool. It's so awesome. But I think it's better than the Mutos. Yeah, I think it's better. Like they did better with the I don't know. Both on par. They're both equally good. Like they're both really, really good. They're both really good villains for those particular movies. I do like them. But and then we get the Ghidorah peak. Peak. Like it's a competition. There's honestly really no competition here. You know it's Ghidorah. Ghidorah is okay. I'll get to Mechagodzilla and Skull King. But Ghidorah is my. I love Ghidorah in that movie. He has such a presence in the plot and such a presence in King of the Monsters on screen, and he's so terrifying and has such a morale and presence when he's in that movie. Like he is the best thing in that movie. I love King Ghidorah, or Ghidorah, whatever you want to call him. But he's so awesome and has such a presence. Like each head has personality. And each head is like Ichi is a smart one, Knee's more tough and evil one. Ichi's also evil. Kevin's also the evil but kind and silly one. I kind of like that. It's pretty cool design, and the design is awesome. Like it's peak. It's like so cool. Look how cool Ghidorah looks. It looks like a combination between Smog and the Heisei Ghidorah. I think he just mostly just head. It looks like Smog, never movie the body. But he is so awesome. Like I just love that design. It just screams awesomeness, and he is so awesome. Like he's so peak. He's just like all farming the entire movie because of how freaking awesome he is. He's so wicked and cool looking. and he legit almost destroyed the world. If it wasn't for Godzilla killing him at the end of the movie, the world would have been fucked. Heck, even Ghidorah gave Godzilla a tough time in Battle Boss, and like it wasn't until like Martha Rain Action, Godzilla had to get like two power ups to stand a chance against Ghidorah. Two power ups, and Ghidorah stayed his ground until the very end. Like he stood his ground even when he was getting burned alive. He still tried to fight back against burning Godzilla, but did nothing. But he got burnt to eclipse, and then pretty much he got first kiss of death. That's what he got. That Ghidorah so awesome. I love that Ghidorah. He is so cool and it's easy the best easy one of my favorites. Do I think he's better than like Godzilla or Scorpion though? Okay, wait. Let's get to Mechagodzilla. I'm not the biggest fan of these two villains, but just get it done over with. I'm not gonna include Shimu. Shimu doesn't count as a villain. She's more of a tragic character and is forced to be the villain, not but is not actually a villain. So Shimu doesn't count. Skull King, I'll get to in a minute. Let's talk about Godzilla. Mechagodzilla is only there just for Godzilla and Kong team up. That is his only reason for being there. He just shows up in like one part of the movie, revealing him, and then comes back later at the end just for Godzilla and Kong to team up. He has no presence in the movie whatsoever. Why is Mechagodzilla in Godzilla vs. Kong? He's only there for them to team up, which I thought was stupid. If you're gonna show Mechagodzilla, and if you're gonna have a Monsterverse Mechagodzilla, don't use him in Godzilla vs. Kong. Save him for a later movie, or save him for something cool. Like, why are you gonna use Mechagodzilla so early? We're only 4 movies in. I understand why you use the big five real quickly, but Mechagodzilla doesn't really do much. He's just there for presentation, and that's about it. He just for Godzilla and Kong team up against, and he doesn't do much. He's just there. Sure, it's cool seeing Godzilla beat the crap out of Godzilla. Sure, that's cool, but I really don't care. And plus the design doesn't look that great. It's just it looks more like a transformer, like a babe. Don't get me wrong, I don't mind the Bay Transformers, and that's what they said that what they were going for with this Mechagodzilla design. But it just doesn't look like Mechagodzilla. It just doesn't. It's too skinny. And yes, I know there's been skinny. Mechagodzilla has been skinny in the past. He's been skinny in the Showa era and been skinny in the Millennium era. But those designs at least look like Mechagodzilla. And they look like Godzilla. Like you can tell those designs were supposed to be like a doppelganger of Godzilla. But this doesn't even look remotely like Godzilla. It just looks like a robo dinosaur with spikes. It just no. And I don't really like the design, and he doesn't really have that much powers. All he has is like plasma fist, rocket missile, rocket shoulders, Boo's a red laser, has a drill on its tail. That's about it. Doesn't have any cool powers. Doesn't have any powers whatsoever. Not any insane ability that the previous Mechagodzillas had. Just that. Awesome. And once Kong teams up with Godzilla, he pretty much gets his ass handed to him. Not really. He does put up a good fight against Kong and Godzilla. But once Godzilla charges up the actually becomes gets added and gets killed. Yeah, I really don't care for this Godzilla. I don't like him. He's one of the worst Godzilla. I don't like this Godzilla. I don't think he's like the second. He's like my second least favorite Godzilla. Right next to the city and he had to battle Godzilla. Godzilla City and that anime blob, the anime block, Godzilla that we never got in the movie. Those Godzillas are my least favorite. This one's probably number two. I really don't care for this Godzilla. It's just there. Heck, I even like the Ready Player One Godzilla more than this one. At least that one had more of a presence. Yeah, it was just shoehorned in, but at least it had some cool scenes and was actually doing some cool stuff in the movie. This one just there. Ugh. Anyway, let's talk about Skull King. Don't like him at all. Like, okay, besides that one cool scene that he has when Kong's in that prison in the Hollow Earth. Besides that one cool scene, he just becomes a generic bad guy who wants to take over the world. He has that one cool scene, and then he just wants to take over the world. That's about it. He doesn't do anything else. What does he do? We don't know his motives. What are his motives? Seriously, what are Skull King's motives? We don't know. What are his motives? Why does he want to take over the surface world? Why does he want to take over the surface world? What does the surface world do to him? Why does he want to take over it? Who knows? It's never explained why he wants to take over the surface world. I'm sure it's explained in the novelization why. I think in the novelization it says that he wants to cause another ice age, but that still doesn't make no sense. Why does he want to cause another ice age when he's never seen the surface world? So that still doesn't make no sense. So my only theory is because he wants to kill Godzilla because Godzilla came from the surface world, and well, he probably knows that Godzilla lives on the surface world, so that's probably why he wants to stop. I don't know. That's my only theory. Um, Besides that, King doesn't really do anything, and gets his butt handed to him by Kong. Like, I don't think I felt more worried for Kong. I didn't felt worried for Kong. Kong pretty much had that the entire fight until Shimo got into the picture, and once he got the Beast Glove and Godzilla, he really Skull King didn't really stand a chance. He didn't stand a chance at all. Skull King couldn't really do anything against Kong and Godzilla. Heck, Shimo couldn't really do anything. Heck, I don't even think Shimo could have freezing Godzilla. Godzilla probably could have just used a nuclear pulse and stopped Shimo. I really don't think Mothra needed help. Needed to stop Shimo. Godzilla would have been alright. He probably would have been alright. He didn't. The ice didn't really cover him that much. I think he probably would have been alright. He probably could have used like a short range nuclear pulse and just yeah. I don't. I think he probably would have been alright. Um, yeah, but I really don't like Skull King. He's just a generic bad guy. He's pretty cool at the beginning when we introduce him, but after that, he's just a generic bad guy. I really don't care for him. He's not cool at all. I don't like him. Just a generic baddie, and he's like, "Ooh, I'm the bad guy. Hey guys, I'm the bad guy. I'm the bad guy, guys. Don't you hate me? Ooh, don't you hate me?" Yeah. So do I think that I just think Mechaza and Skull King are just probably the only good villains. I really don't like them because they're not really good villains. They really don't do anything when they're on screen. Well, Skull King does a lot. Like, yeah, he caused the Great Titan War, but that's about it. That's only his backstory. We don't. I'm talking about in the movie. He doesn't do. He just sits on his throne and then he just gets his posse and tries to go to the surface world. That's about it. And yeah, he fights Kong. That's he does fight Kong. True, he fights Kong, but that's about it. He just gets his posse and just goes to the surface world, try to conquer it. Does go to the surface world, and then fights Kong and Godzilla. Gets that sent to him by both Kong and Godzilla. Till Shimo comes in, and then Shimo, and then once he loses control of Shimo, you expect Skull King to like put up a fight against these three, put up a good fight, like show some. But nope, he gets immediately grabbed by Kong, and then then Godzilla tells Shimo to freeze Skull King or to help. Shimo does so, and Skull King freezes. Kong breaks Skull King, and yeah, that's about it. I really don't care for Skull King. He's a pathetic villain. I wish, yeah. So I'm just gonna say right here, the best. Who do I think is the best one? Ghidorah, hands down. Ghidorah. He's just overperforming the entire movie. Like Ghidorah, like he's the best villain. He's the best villain in Monsterverse. I don't care what anybody says. I know many people might like Skull King more, like, and some might like Mechagodzilla more, but Ghidorah is probably the best villain. Man is overperforming the entire movie. Ghidorah, he's peak. He's epic. He's awesome. He's just overperforming the entire movie. He's peak, epic, and overperforming. I love Ghidorah. He's peak, epic, love him. And he's awesome. Ghidorah is just overperforming the entire movie. And he's peak, awesome, and perfect in my eyes. Yeah, but with that said, it's not going to turn off. And remember, stay big, G fans. See you in the next one. Bye bye.